What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to my post Gamescom mini vlog. This won't be a long video today, just a little something to let you know how my week was, what happened, why there was kind of nothing with FIFA, and just to talk about FIFA 18 a little bit and my experience with it for what I'd be allowed to talk about. But first of all, welcome back. Obviously, welcome back for me, I guess. A lot of pre-recorded videos this week, the draft stuff. You guys have been killing it, man, with views, with likes. I appreciate it a lot. We're going to get back to some more relevant stuff this week. I'm obviously going to need a day or two to just get back on top of things, so it might just be fatal tomorrow and Tuesday to make sure that I catch up on that. And then we'll look at things from there on with SBCs and so on and so forth. But yeah, so went Gamescom. It was an experience. It was, as per usual, it was a great experience. You know, I always go there with good friends, good people. I meet good new people. And it's always just a lot of fun to take a week off during the deadest period of FIFA, or one of the deadest periods of FIFA, and just chill a little bit. You know, normally Gamescom is where there's a lot of information released about FIFA, the new iteration of FIFA. Foot Live was a couple weeks ago where there was all the information. I thought there would be more at Gamescom. I thought we might see new icons, maybe a new feature, maybe something outside of Ultimate Team, you know, some words on career mode, or pro clubs or something like that. There just wasn't anything in terms of new news. But what there was the hands-on approach of FIFA. Now, I spoke to a couple of the FIFA guys out there. Obviously, I appreciate them allowing me into the lounge, the EA Business Lounge, to play the game. What I'm going to talk about, I don't think is like under any kind of like NDA or anything, because it was playable, right? Media teams literally went there to play it, to experience it, to give it feedback back to their viewerships. So what I played, I can't imagine was or is something that I'm not allowed to talk about, right? With that being said, I feel like the game is great. I know it's so easy to say, it's an early build, it's not the full release, you're not playing in like a competitive game mode with everything available. You're not playing against people who are just trying hard and sweaty and breaking or using broken game mechanics. You know, we haven't found the broken game mechanics yet, but the game feels really, really clean. The passing is just really nice and crisp. The first touches felt a little heavy on players, but with that being said, it is a very, very early version. So any kind of gameplay errors, you know, they've been noted down, they've been spoken about, and I hope and would expect that they would be rectified or changed and adapted for when the game is fully released in a few weeks' time. But all in all, and I'm not saying this for any other reason than it's the truth, you know, I'm not trying to pull wool over your guys' eyes or anything like that. All in all, I really, really like the feel of the game. The attacking style feels a lot more like FIFA 15, which was one of my favourite FIFAs in terms of gameplay. It feels a lot more fluid than FIFA 17 does and did. And again, until we get into like a competitive aspect, it's a good game. I'm looking forward to it. Yes, there's not huge amounts of features. Of course, we learned nothing new about FUT Champions, which in my opinion means that there's nothing new in FUT Champions, which is a really big disappointment. You know, obviously I wanted personally, I wanted FUT Champs to be changed completely. You know, I've been very vocal, very open about the way I feel like FUT Champs should be run. Of course, EA have a different idea and a different plan. You know, that they could have like a 3-year or 5-year plan where eventually it will go to that, but it needs to be this now, I don't know. But no news in this case. Normally they say no news is good news. In this case, no news definitely isn't good news. Because I think it's an overwhelming majority of the FIFA community don't enjoy the way FUT Champs is played, or the amount of games you have to fit into such a short period of time. There are of course some people that like it or are indifferent to the way it is used. But I think an overwhelming majority aren't you know, just aren't on board with the way it works right now. However, it doesn't seem like it's going to change. So we'll have to wait and see. But this was their opportunity to give out any more new info. I believe the demo is released September the 10th. It's currently August 27th. So we've got, what, 12, 13 days before the demo comes. And then some more days before the web app comes. I don't know the exact release date of the web app, and then some more days before early access and then full release. So you're looking at around 13 to 14 days before FIFA 17 it's already doing this, but before it, you know, proper nosedives and FIFA 18 starts coming out. You know, when the demo comes out, there's always a lot of fun stuff you could do in the demo. I'm pretty sure they have like offline draft available in Ultimate Team. They have, last year they had Ultimate Team available anyway. But with what I saw of the game, I really liked it. Now, what I didn't really see in the game was anything to do with, ow, my tooth is really sore from the plane. Yeah, I didn't see really anything to do with, say, divisions rewards or foot draft rewards. Again, I thought Gamescom was going to be an opportunity for EA to really just go out there and say, hey, these are all the other minor touches that we've done. You're going to love it. But there was just nothing, and that was very surprising to me. I think this year there are a few new things. Obviously, the squad battles are going to be very, very new, and there's a few new features and things with the way you can look at players' in-game stats on their cards now, and some tiny bits here and there. But in terms of features, there's not like a huge amount of, like I say, squad battles, squad builder challenge revamp is new. I really hope that they do change. I really hope that they do change the way seasons rewards is handled and the way draft rewards is handled. That would be awesome. But in terms of the flat out gameplay alone, so long as there's no kind of exterior issues like input delay or like, you know, lag and bad connectivity issues, which is something that people feel like has plagued FIFA 17 a lot, and don't get me wrong, it has. You know, I had speed up lag through February and March to the point where it cost me multiple FUT Champions victories. I got disconnected a lot during January and February. You know, I've had my issues as well with connections. I'm not here saying that if you had an issue with connections, you're just wrong and it wasn't really an issue. I agree that there have been connection issues. And of course, when we were playing at Gamescom, we were playing on a LAN. So there was no connection issues there. So it felt super crisp, super clean. The gameplay was nice. The passing was nice. And just generally, it was a good feel for the game. I tried out a couple of the icons there, and wow is all I'll say for the 96 Ronaldo, who we had to complete an SBC for. He is next level insane. I very much expect within the first few weeks of FUT Champs, all your top 100 pro dudes are all going to have that, if he's released, because I think on the Prime icons, they're not released immediately. They're going to be released a little later on in the year. But even then, the next best Ronaldo is still going to be utterly sensational. But it was fun to play FIFA. You know, I spent a long time there testing out some of the SBCs, played a few of the squad battle stuff. The squad battle rewards looked quite good at Gamescom. I don't know if they'll be the same. It might have been there just for the benefit of Gamescom. I know a couple of the SBCs were there just for the benefit of Gamescom. So it wouldn't surprise me if also the reward structures and such were there just as a benefit of Gamescom to see what would happen or could happen rather than what is going to happen. But all in all, I think you guys are going to love FIFA 18. I'm very, very excited for it. Now, also, whilst in Gamescom, myself and the band of brothers, Nick Zwei and Tobias Gaming, we did compete in the PUBG Invitational. It was different. For those of you that don't care about PUBG, I guess this makes no difference for you. But for those of you that do watch me play PUBG quite often, you know, our team, we do quite well when we play in regular games. We did alright in the 3 games as well. It was a best of 3 and you accumulate points for kills and for surviving. And the better you do, the more points you get, and then they combine the 3. It gives you like a total over the 3 games, and then you get ranked. And in game 1, we came 12th out of 19 teams, which I thought was very, very reasonable because there are around 8 or 9 pro teams there. But then there are also a lot of teams that had pro players in or pro level players in. I believe we came 14th in game number 2 and then 19th in game number 3. And overall, unfortunately, that left us 19th out of 19, which is really surprising. But the problem with the game was that kills were only worth 4 points each. So there was only 76 players on the map. So you could only get like you know, at most like a couple hundred points, maybe 250 points at most with all the kills, but less than that, you know, realistically. And then it worked on time alive, and you could get up to 500 points for winning based on time alive, and it downgraded there. So what happened was the first game was a little more explosive, a little more action early on, and a little more people fighting. But games 2 and 3 were literally people just medding to stay alive in the blue to get as many points as they could to rank as high as possible. In the third game, in the third final circle, where it's basically if the blue touches you, it just chunks you to death, there were still 70 of 76 players alive in the third final circle, which is tiny. One of the gameplay methods from Break from TSM was you saw the circle in the map in the bottom left, in the bottom right, and Break was in the top left, way out of the action, just medding as much as he could to stay alive as long as he could to get his team some survival points. And it kind of just, for me, it was a great experience. I really appreciate like PUBG inviting myself and the band of brothers to the event, and I know Nick got maybe Nick and Zway got their passes for Gamescom through Battlegrounds as well. So on that note, it was you know, it was awesome. We got a goodie bag. You can see this, like the level 3 rucksack there. It had like a pretty awesome graphics card in it, a nice medal, a cap. I think a t-shirt maybe in there as well. You know, just some goodies for saying thank you for being part of the Invitational, and you can't fault them for that. But this game is in an alpha for PUBG, and I think it was surprising to a lot that because there was no weight on killing people, nobody wanted to kill anyone because it put them at risk for killing someone. You know, you get 4 points for a kill. You could literally kill 10 people in the game and still not have enough points to beat the person that came just one place above you for surviving longer. It wasn't the best, and it made the Invitational just like you can't prepare for it. You know what I mean? Obviously, we're not the best team in the world anyway. I didn't expect us to do great. I didn't want to come last, and the fact that we didn't come last in 2 out of the 3 games was a moral victory, I think, for the FIFA community. But yeah, it was, you couldn't prepare for just the level of camping and medding in that game through those 3 games. No amount of practice with the band of brothers would have seen us there. At that point, it came down to luck and skill combined. And in games 2 and 3, game 1 we was quite lucky because the circle fell on us like 3 or 4 times, and it gave us the opportunity to just stay safe, not get involved in fights, and pick up points, which is why we actually came 12th. In games 2, the circle was quite away from us, and that's why we ended up dipping out a little bit lower. And in game 3, we was on one side of the map, and the circle was not only on the other side of the map, but also in the water, and some of the circle was actually off the other side of the map. We was just absolutely screwed in game 3. We had no real chance anyway, but it was a great experience. And thank you guys for, again, you know, giving me the opportunity to go out to Germany and have an awesome time with my colleagues and my friends. You know, I met Nick for the first time, absolute legend of a guy. Held my head up one evening because, you know, sometimes the beers get a few too many. Met Mav and Walls and got to really interact and engage with them, and those dudes are sweet as. Obviously spent a lot of time with Tobias in the past before, and spent a lot of time with Zway again. Always fun to hang with Zway, but it was just great to see everyone. Met David Myler for the first time, which was absolutely awesome. But that's all I wanted to say, dudes. Just give you a quick update of where we are, what happened, how it went with FIFA 18. I am genuinely surprised that there was no news at Gamescom, like none at all. I am very surprised about that for FIFA 18. But who knows? Maybe they're keeping one thing locked up tight that we've still got yet to come for FIFA 18 that they might surprise us with. That would be pretty damn awesome. But this, guys, is going to be the end of the vlog. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.